I know exactly what I want to say, but it just doesn't come out right when I speak English. Do you have trouble speaking English fluently? Do you want to sound more fluent when you speak to your friends? In this video, we're going to talk about some ways to speak English more fluently. Hi, I'm Jerry. I'm so glad you joined today. Thank you for your interest in improving your English and becoming a more fluent English speaker. Today, I want to share with you 5 tips on how to sound more fluent when you speak English. Are you ready? Let's go ahead and jump in. The first tip is to learn phrases that show agreement with the person you're talking to. Perhaps you do this in your own language, but can you do it well when you use English? These are the phrases like well, or oh, I see, or oh, that's what you mean? Phrases like that can help you sound more fluent because you are showing agreement with the person you are talking to. The second tip today is to work on your English pronunciation. Why is English pronunciation important? Well, in every language, when a person has good pronunciation, they sound more fluent, and this is also true for English. It's not necessary to have perfect pronunciation, but there are some issues about pronunciation that will make a big difference, so that people who are native English speakers or are just listening to you can understand clearly what you are saying. It's not only about saying the right sound, it's also about having the right rhythm and intonation when you speak. Many students that I've worked with like to use movies, TV, and YouTube videos to practice listening and to learn more English. This is great. When they do this, it is good to listen to what is being said and repeat it out loud so that you can get the same tone or intonation of the sounds and the rhythm of the fluent English speaker. The third tip is to use contractions. What are contractions? Contractions are when you take 2 words and you bunch them together into one word. You contract the word. For example, if you say do not, you can change that to don't. Like, I don't like staying up late. If you use contractions, you will sound more fluent. And if you listen for contractions, you will find that native English speakers use them all the time. It's very important to give it a try. The fourth tip that I'd like to share today is use pauses and filler words well. Pauses are important. Sometimes when I hear students who are trying to communicate their message, they are trying to speak too quickly when they get to the end of a sentence or where a comma would normally go. If you understand the grammar of a sentence, you understand that commas and periods and other punctuation are indicators of time to take a break. So a very short break when you're talking can mean a lot to the communication, and it shows a sense of fluency. Sometimes when there is a pause, you might also consider using filler words. What are some examples of filler words? Let me think about that. These are phrases and words that are commonly used when a person pauses to think, and that's okay in a native speaker conversation. And the fifth tip about speaking English fluently is to speak in chunks of words or groups of words and not in just single words. When you listen to fluent English speakers, you will notice that they will speak 3 or 4 or 5 words that almost sound like they're connected together. This makes you sound fluent. In this video, you might think, wow, Jerry, you're speaking a little slow today. Yes, maybe I am, but if you listen carefully, you'll hear groups of words. Again, grammar is important to understand because if you understand prepositional phrases, you'll know that prepositional phrases are generally used in a group. Did you hear that one? In a group. That's 3 words that I sounded like just one word. In a group. So pay attention to words that can be put together more like they are being spoken as one word, but perhaps they're really 3 or 4 words in a group. So there you have it. 5 tips to help you speak English more fluently and to sound more fluent to those you are talking to. Learn phrases that show how you agree with them. Work on your pronunciation. Use contractions. Use filler words and pause as well. And finally, remember to speak in chunks and not just single words. If you will put these 5 tips into practice, you will begin getting more and more fluent with your language. I put together a free guide that goes over these 5 tips, and I hope that you will use it and find it helpful. You can get the link to this free guide in the notes below. Go ahead, you can download it for free. I put together ideas and phrases for each of these tips that you can use. I hope it will be helpful for you. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to know more about English fluency and how to improve your English, let me know. After you get the free download and sign up for that guide, leave a comment or share a question down below. I would be so happy to answer your questions about your English fluency and how to improve your English speaking skills. Thanks so much for watching. I'm so glad we could meet today and talk about speaking English more fluently. If you want to know more about how to improve your English language skills, stay in touch and subscribe to this channel. More videos will be on the way.